Today is January the second day in the clean slate that is 2025. Were you successful in keeping up with your resolutions for a day so far? If so, then this is just the beginning, but take it one day at a time. If you failed, then you're not alone because most people can't commit to a large change so easily. But I want to remind you that failure isn't defining of your life or character. Most of us, I'm sure, are aware that it's easy to want to change, but it's a whole different ball game when you start putting those changes into practice. This is the reason why gyms are so packed in January, but come February, and it's back to pre January levels of occupation. I think there's a statistic somewhere that states that only about 2 to 5% of people with resolutions will actually stick to them long term. This brings me to a very insightful book I just finished reading on the last day of 2024. This book is called Grit by Angela Duckworth. In this book, Angela explains why people do or don't stick to things. And there's a secret that will make sure that you do. So stick with me and you'll know what it is. Grit, as the author refers to, is an individual's ability to stick to things and be resilient in the face of challenges or adversity. Angela conducted many tests to determine grit, for example, using a questionnaire to determine which cadets at West Point are more than likely to graduate. She found that people with an optimistic outlook are more than likely to stick to things and overcome challenges. She also found that people that have higher levels of grit are generally more happy in life and can adapt to many things. That's just generally speaking, but one of the direct correlations found in her studies implies that people with high levels of grit see much more long term success than their less gritty counterparts. And that's just the power of sticking to things. So, what's the secret, and how can you use grit to achieve your goals? It's actually quite simple, almost insultingly simple, because of how hard we made it for ourselves. All you have to do is incorporate the change into your identity. For example, if your resolution is to run every morning, you need to see yourself as a runner. If you want to cook more, you're now an aspiring chef. And if you want to go back to school, then you're a student again. In my case, I no longer want to drink alcohol, so I am now a sober person. That is now my new identity. And that's really it. Your identity is the foundation of your lifestyle and habits. So if you want to change those things, changing your identity reinforces your purpose as to why you're starting or stopping habits. Below, I'll be linking Angela Duckworth's TED Talk about grit, so be sure to check it out. It's very insightful. I hope you're able to stick to your resolutions this year, so when the going gets tough, remember that resilience is the key to achieving the results you want. I hope you enjoyed today's journal entry, and as always, I will see you all tomorrow.